Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. If I can have your attention, we're going to begin. I'd like to welcome everyone here to what is literally the biggest RV Global meetup ever. We are so pleased that you're here. Before we begin, I would like you to join me in a moment of silent prayer. Thank you. Please be seated. Hello, everybody. My name is Pat Fiaschetti, and I am honored to be your MC for this wonderful evening we have planned. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone, especially our trustees, our office bearers, faculty, staff, and other esteemed dignitaries to RVCE Reconnect San Jose edition. This evening is dedicated to celebrating the legacy of RV College of Engineering and the remarkable RVCE alumni community. One of these alumni is our host for the evening, Dr. Suresh Kata. I have had the pleasure of working with Dr. Kata for over 10 years, and I have come to know very well the pride that he takes in being a 1981 graduate and RVCE alumni. Suresh, I know I speak for everyone here tonight when I say thank you so much for facilitating this very special evening. And now, without further ado, let's get started and take a walk down memory lane and hear some interesting people. What a start to this extraordinary evening of nostalgia and celebration. Let us continue. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to a visionary whose leadership and unwavering dedication have played a pivotal role in shaping RV College of Engineering's legacy. Please join me in welcoming President of RV Educational Institutions, Dr. M.P. Sham.
Good evening, and a warm welcome to all. It's a distinct pleasure to see everyone here at the RVCE Reconnect. Tonight, we celebrate not only the shared academic roots, but also the diverse paths you've all taken since your days at the RV College of Engineering. As esteemed alumni living abroad, you remain an integral part of our extended family, and we take immense pride in updating you on the strides we've made and the opportunities we've created for the current and the future generations of the RVCE students. Today, on this joyous occasion, let's reconnect and reinforce the spirit of camaraderie that has always defined our esteemed institutions. Established with a vision to foster knowledge, innovation, sustainability and leadership, RVCE stands today as a testimony to dedication and excellence. In over 60 years, it has built a strong legacy in engineering education. It's just not an institution, it's a beacon of educational brilliance under the umbrella of the RV educational institutions, which in itself is an academic conglomerate of over 22 institutions with more than 22,000 students across schools, colleges, and the RV University. Supported by more than 2,200 faculty members, RVEI has empowered more than 6 lakh students over 8 decades in achieving remarkable success in academics and competitive exams, along with athletics, community service, and activities outside their classrooms. At RVCE, education goes beyond textbooks and classrooms. The institution emphasizes a holistic approach, nurturing not only academic progress, but also soft skills and innovative thinking. Through a plethora of co-curricular and extracurricular activities, students are provided with ample opportunities to excel in academics, athletics, and arts, thus ensuring their comprehensive development. The impact of this is evident again in our alumni family, who have made significant contributions in the various fields including technology, business, finance, and civil services. They continue to inspire current students, demonstrating the heights that can be achieved with education at RVCE. Another benefit of this holistic learning is more than 250 companies visit the institution every year, with more than 85% of the students are placed in reputed companies. Today, the campus boasts of state-of-the-art facilities designed to provide a stimulating learning environment. From modern laboratories to industry-integrated courses, centers of excellence, RVCE ensures that students have access to the best resources. The institution's commitment to staying ahead of the curve is reflected in its numerous MOUs with global companies and all over the world. At present, it has more than 130 MOUs and collaborations with industries and institutions. Furthermore, collaborations with industry giants like MG Motors, Ampere, Cisco, and Toyota have led to the establishments of 27 centers of excellence in RVCE with competencies in niche areas of technology. In addition to this, the institution is also associated with Bosch Rexroth, Volvo, Mercedes-Benz, Wipro, Cisco, and the Tatas to establish knowledge and skill-based labs and training programs that are ensuring that our curriculum is always in sync with industry standards. A crucial element of RVCE's success story is the exceptional faculty. We are proud to have a robust team of more than 350 qualified faculty members who are dedicated to academic excellence and innovation. In addition, we are supported by 235 technical and administrative staff members catering to the needs of more than 6,000 students. Our commitment to faculty development is evident in our numerous initiatives designed to enhance their professional growth. We have instituted faculty sabbaticals and exchange programs, providing our educators with opportunities to gain global exposure and bring back fresh perspectives to our classrooms. Additionally, many of our faculty members are engaged as visiting professors and hold prestigious positions on boards of studies and academic councils, contributing to the academic discourse at national and international levels. Moreover, we actively foster collaborative research projects in areas of mutual interest, enabling our faculty to work alongside industry experts and academic peers from around the world. RVCE is dedicated to continuous improvement and excellence, ensuring that our faculty remains at the forefront of educational and research advancements. Through these initiatives, we are confident that we are building a stronger, more dynamic academic environment that will continue to propel our institution forward. Looking towards the future, RVCE is poised to become a global leader in engineering education. Our vision is to cultivate an environment where every student is empowered to excel academically, professionally, and personally. We aim to provide an education that not only imparts knowledge, but also fosters critical thinking, creativity, and leadership. To achieve this, we intend to constantly upgrade our curriculum with the latest advancements in technology. These efforts are complemented by our expansion of international collaborations and partnerships, which will offer students unique opportunities for global exposure, internships, and research projects. This This global perspective is crucial for preparing our students to thrive in a connected and interdependent world. Furthermore, we also recognize the importance of holistic development. RVCE will continue to enhance student support services, including comprehensive career guidance and a wide array of extracurricular activities. By fostering a supportive campus culture, we aim to nurture well-rounded individuals who are not only skilled professionals, but also responsible global citizens. Additionally, RVCE is continuously upgrading its infrastructure and resources to ensure students have access to the state-of-the-art facilities and the latest technological tools. The investment in infrastructure is designed to create a learning environment where students can push the boundaries of knowledge and innovation. Ultimately, our vision is to empower RVCE students to become leaders and change makers. We are committed to providing them with the education resources and the support that they need to achieve their maximum potential and make a lasting impact on this world. As we set our sights on the future, let me underline a current advantage that we possess with our alumni family. An established and engaged alumni network is one of RVCE's greatest assets. The RVCE alumni community spans the globe with members making significant contributions across diverse industries and sectors. The community is not only a source of pride for RVCE, but also a vital source for our current students and recent graduates. Our alumni serve as ambassadors of the institution's values and vision. Their achievements and dedication reflect the quality of education and the spirit of innovation that defines RVCE. I invite the esteemed alumni here today to embrace the role of ambassadors and join us in our journey to change the world with education. By staying connected and actively participating in alumni events, reunions, and professional networks, you can help maintain the bond that unites all RVCE graduates. Furthermore, your professional expertise can also help our students stay abreast for the latest technological revolutions. For instance, we've all heard of ChatGPT developed by OpenAI, launched towards the end of 2022. The platform is credited with the sparkling AI boom that followed. A research scientist from the OpenAI, Arvind Srinivas, who co-founded another AI chatbot and search engine called Perplexity, which is considered more powerful than not only OpenAI's ChatGPT, but also the Google's search engine. This example illustrates the rapid pace of innovation and dynamic shifts in technology. Such advancements, if not integrated into our educational system, will hinder students to the best jobs in the technology. By the time they graduate, the industry will have already moved into the next revolution. This is where our alumni who are already connected with the industry can make a significant impact. A substantial portion of the technological innovation happens in the USA, specifically in Silicon Valley, where many of you are present today. Your experience and insights of the industry can bring in fresh perspectives and the latest trends directly to the classrooms through guest lectures, workshops, and seminars. These interactions will not only keep our curriculum relevant, but also bridge the gap between academic learning and professional success. Moreover, through mentorship also, our alumni can provide invaluable support and guidance to our students. Today at RVCE, students often come up with ideas and inventions to impact society and the world. Your knowledge of the industry, trends, and realistic viewpoints can definitely help them realize the potential of their creations. The shared experiences and insights from alumni who have navigated similar paths will offer our students a real-world perspective and will enrich their educational journey. Financial contributions from the alumni will also play a crucial role in the development of infrastructure and facilities, like funding scholarships, research initiatives, and various student programs. This philanthropic support ensures that the RVCE remains at the forefront of educational excellence, providing cutting-edge resources and opportunity to our students. In addition to supporting current students, the alumni can foster a lifelong connection among graduates. This connection will be a source of professional networking, personal friendships, and collaborative opportunities long after graduation. The strength of this network will lie in its diversity and the shared commitment to the values instilled by RVCE. Whether through local chapter meetings, online platforms such as the RVCE, Alma Connect, or global conferences, our alumni will continue to engage with each other, with the institution, creating a dynamic and supportive community. To conclude, the power of our alumni network lies in its ability to create a virtuous cycle of success and support. As alumni achieve great things in their careers, they elevate the reputation of RVCE, which in turn attracts talented students and faculty, further enhancing the institution's prestige and capabilities. This continuous cycle of giving back and moving forward embodies the true spirit of RVCE, ensures our legacy of excellence endures for generations to come. As we proceed with the evening, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you here today. Let's continue to support, inspire, and uplift one another. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Sham, for your enlightening words and for setting such a beautiful tone for this evening. Next, I would like to introduce an irreplaceable figure in the history of RV College of Engineering. He is a true educationalist, an inspiring leader who is shaping the future of engineering excellence. Please put your hands together and help me welcome Dr. K.N. Subramania, Principal of RV College of Engineering.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good evening to all of you. Very happy to be here for the first time in the Bay Area. Outside India, we are conducting the first international alumni meet. Very happy that there is a lot of overwhelming response from all the alumni. So I think this is the first meeting, and let us all get connected in the future. In continuation with whatever our president has told, I'd like to give some brief of what is happening in the institution. I am not going to dwell anything about the past, because the people who are sitting in the front, I think they are more seniors to me. And I think there are people in this hall who have completed their engineering when I was just doing my +2. So you'll be having more history to tell about RVC than me. But telling that I have been working in RV for the last 30 years, and I am from the industrial engineering department, and I am the principal since last 9 years in the institution. So I would like to just give a little bit more on the data, on the information about what is happening in the present and what could be the future we are looking for at RV College of Engineering. I will not read all the things in the slide, but I would like to carry the message of what I want to inform the alumni. Obviously, we have set a vision of quality technical education with a focus on interdisciplinary research and innovation and sustainable and inclusive technology. In order to meet the vision, we have set a vision of outcome-based quality education with a focus on experiential learning with a state-of-the-art infrastructure. Then we are trying to create a lot of interdisciplinary research and innovation atmosphere. And most important, I think people sitting in this hall will know that the value system, the holistic education the RV is providing, I think it will still continue to provide so that we contribute better way either to the nation or to the world. Then we would like to nurture the industry institute collaboration and also to develop technologies which are inclusive and benefiting all the sections of the society. Some of the important achievements, as you know that India is a vast country and we have more than 6,000 engineering institutions in the country, and Ministry of Education, Government of India conducts a national ranking framework every year, and we stand 96 out of 3,000 of the institutions which participate. Recently, we have started participating even in the international ranking, that is the ranking from UK, and we have started and we are out of 1,000 800 institutions and the universities in the world. We are in the range of 1,500. It's a baby step we have started. And we are 600 plus one in Asia. And then as far as engineering is concerned, we are 1,000. And as far as computer science is concerned, it is 800 plus in the world. In fact, even the ranking, the Times Higher Education ranking also gives the impact ranking to take care of the sustainability development goals, and we stand 600 plus one in Asia. So some changes after you have gone out of RV College of Engineering. I think there may be some youngsters who are 21 batch or 22 batch or 2020. Some things we had implemented. In fact, we have 14 undergraduate programs and 14 postgraduate programs, and we have 15 research centers, and number of students is 6,500, faculty members are 350, and all the 75% of faculty members are PhD holders in the institution. And we have implemented National Education Policy from 2021. We have brought a choice-based curriculum, I think which you would have seen in developed countries like USA, and we have interdisciplinary electives. Then we have the skill-based labs, the idea labs, the design thinking labs. In fact, you will be very happy to know that we have yoga practice, Indian knowledge system, universal human values, and ability enhancement courses as a part of the credit. I'm sure during your time. So we are trying to prepare for a different kind of a world in terms of multiple entry, multiple exit. I am sure that during your batch, if somebody has completed second year, he is not continuing, he should have left the institution. He was just +2 only. But now we have created such an opportunity that we do something like a skill-based labs with project-based learning. In fact, if a student wants to discontinue and wants to leave the institution after first year, he will be given a certificate for which he has to do more than 10 credits of a skill-based lab, which we have created the opportunity. And if he wants to leave after second year, he will get a diploma. I think these are the new changes which are happening. And if a student wants to leave at the end of the third year and he has a passion to do something else, he will be given a Bachelor of Science in a respective branch of engineering. Of course, all of you sitting in this hall have completed 4 years of engineering. So with respect to the research, I think as you know that if any institutions have to develop, I am sure that we have to grow in research in a better way. So we have created a lot of interdisciplinary research and innovation centers, and the last 5 years data I am giving here, that we have 17 centers of excellence and competencies 11. Then we have sponsored research from government and industries 25 crores. We have executed 600 projects and consulting works. We have 78 patents filed, 57 published and 39 granted patents in the name of RV College of Engineering. Of course, faculty and students are involved in publication in the Scopus and the Web of Science journals, which is around 3,000 in the last 5 years with 12,000 citations. We also have our own journal. I think if you would like to contribute, we'll be very happy, and it will be all be a good journals which will be peer reviewed by the external agencies also. These are all the centers of competences. I will not go into details. I think Dr. Shyam has already told some of the things, but we are all working in the niche areas of the need of the industries, or in particular the country in the next 10 to 20 years. That is in the area of mechatronics. We have center. Then we have robotics and automation, nanomaterials and devices, then 5G and emerging wireless technologies. Then we have Maurice Garage set up their EV technologies lab. Then we have Toyota has set up an engine lab. Then we have a competency in safety, sustainability and smart infrastructure in civil engineering department, healthcare technologies in the instrumentation department, and smart vidyut and sustainable solutions in the electrical department. These are all the skill-based development programs we are doing in the institution. Apart from that, we have centers of excellence. 50% more than this in these centers have been sponsored by industries actually. First one is a Center of Excellence in Macro Electronics and Flexible Electronics, which was set up with the World Bank project. And we have a IoT center set up through Cisco, which they had sponsored 3 crore rupees to set up a center. Then we have a smart antenna systems and measurements. Then we have Computational Genomics Center, quantum computing with IBM we are working. Then we have hydrogen green technology, which will be one of the niche in the future. Then we have a cognitive intelligence systems with LexisNexis. Then we have Women in Cloud with one of our alumni called Chaitra Vedalapalli. I think she will be conducting the Seattle alumni meet tomorrow. Then we have, we are working with IASC, Wipro and RV with autonomous vehicles, which is a 5 crores fund given by Wipro to us. Then we have integrated circuits and systems with the global foundries we are working. So some of these centers have got little bit maturity, some are a little bit new. And I think this is where I think I request all the alumni to look into it. I'm sure all of you would be working in some area or the other here. We can see how can we get connected. Then industry-institute collaboration has been very good. Well, we were all blaming each other for a long time. In the last decade, I think there is a good collaboration which is happening with the industry and industry and institution. We have more than 120 MOUs with industries and 27 academic institutions and 13 research establishments. And of course, maybe what alumni or the industry people can get from our college would be like, say, Board of Studies, Academic Council, Governing Body, Internal Quality Assurance Cells. We have a lot of alumni and also industry in the country who are a part of all these exercises. We have also signed MOUs with the international universities, in particular German universities. We have THWS Würzburg and Schweinfurt, Dortmund University, Florida International University for more than a decade. And we are working in the focus area with them on robotics, business engineering, logistics, mechatronics, AR, VR, and e-mobility. And new partnerships includes Aachen University, Rosenheim University, Dresden University, all are in Germany. And now we are having a discussion with the Drexel University, Philadelphia, and we'll be very, very happy to associate with a lot of other universities. In fact, this will be one of our focus in this alumni meet, how to get connected with international universities. Then I think I'll skip some of the slides. We will discuss more in the coming discussions of all those things. We are a member of more than 34 professional associations. In fact, we have more than 13 IEEE chapters in the institution. This has been the hallmark. I think if you ask anybody, I think placement has been very good. These are all the different sectors of economy which comes to the college. We have more than 300 companies visiting the campus every year, and all the sectors are there here. And let me tell you, a 2024 batch, which is ongoing, the highest salary has been 92 lakhs per annum. So we always feel, I think being the elders, it is better to do engineering once again. So these are some of the facts about placement. Then, of course, as you know that RVC has been known for the holistic development. There is a very good NCC wing in the institution. We have got for succeedingly 3 years the Best Senior Institution Award for NCC, and a lot of our students are participating in the RD parades. They've also gone to defense. Okay? Then we have commitment towards the society. I think National Social Service does a lot of works. Maybe we'll give you some more information. If you ask today anybody in Bangalore why he is joining RV College of Engineering, it may not be placement. It will be because of these innovative teams. We have 16 innovative teams on campus, and I'm not sure that some of you sitting here may be a part of Ashwa Racing, which is the oldest. I'm sure many are there here, which is the oldest. We started 18 years back. And go up to all the kinds of, and these people have participated in the international competitions. In fact, Ashwa is in 1 in 5 in the world, as per the Society of Automotive Engineers. And we have a lot of other things which have been started, and more than 2,000 students involved in all these activities. Of course, cultural activities team has been, as usual, has been very good. And we have so many quiz cup. I'm sure many of the youngsters who are here are a part of any one of these things. I think we have a person sitting in the front row here. I think he's Padma Shri and Dr. Anil Kumble. Okay, he's with us today. Equally, we had Arjuna awardee Chetan Babur, who has represented the country in the Olympics. And recent additions, I think many of our alumni have got Ekalavya awards for the students. In fact, Pooja Alva and Arvind Mani, they're all national level swimmers. And we had two brothers who had participated in the Asian Games swimming competition also. And we have many others who are in shooting, who are in table tennis. They're all the national players. And of course, unlike before, now we have spread our total sports activities. Even though we are trying to build a state-of-the infrastructure sports facilities, we have been lot of sports which have been helping the students. These are some of the students' activities. This is very important, I think, to all of you. We are trying to fine-tune where our alumni network is there. And this is the diagram. I request all of you actually to help and fine-tune this diagram actually. We have taken this from LinkedIn many of the times. And these are all the positions. I am sure some of you are here already sitting in this hall. I think this is the total alumni database we have. And we would like to fine-tune this further and try to find out where they are there. We have 267 partners, 584 CXOs. Some of you may be sitting here. Fine. So this is our alumni base. We would like to see that how can we get connected with each other. These are some of the alumni engagement. I think further in the discussion, we'll try to do all those things of how can we get connected. Then this is a very important thing. As you know that in Karnataka, the way the people get connected with the civil service was not much. It was segregated into the north. But in the last 1 decade, we have more than 60 of our alumni who are into the civil services. In the last 5 years, we have these 20 of our people who have been in the civil service, either IAS, IAS, IRS, IPS, and all such civil servants. Another important thing I'd like to highlight here is that very few seniors were also contributing to the defense, but of the last recent 5 years, we have 13 of our alumni who have been in the Indian Navy, Air Force, and Army. So this is some of the governance. We are a part of SAP, and we have all the modules what an industry uses in SAP. We are also using for all our 24 institutions. We are running our SAP center as a software center within the trust. There are 30 people who are working, and all the things now has been automated. There are some more things which left which we'll be doing. I'm sure the people who are using SAP will be knowing all these FICO, FICA, MM, all such things which you do every day in your companies. So we are also not lagging. We are using all these things in the institution. So environmental and sustainability is one of the important things. Government of Karnataka, in fact, the Government of India has identified Bangalore as a green city, and they have given one air quality monitoring system. They have given 5 to Bangalore, 1 to RVCE, which costs around 2 crores. And they can do a lot of research on this air. It can, in fact, give the 9 quality parameters of air. So that could be measured, and it could be used for research purposes. And these are some of the activities which you do for we have all the standard things what is expected. We do a lot of outreach programs through our NCC, NSS, and all these things. This is one recent trend in Bangalore that after this government has taken over, they have done Brand Bangalore, and RVC has effectively participated in this project of Brand Bangalore to look into how to make Bangalore more greener. I think RVC's contribution is very good on this. Very interestingly, that an engineer has to complete 4 years of engineering. He is supposed to do 400 hours of community development activities. It's compulsory now for the present students. And we have been a part of all those things. And we are taking off a lot of village development activities through this. So I think I have some few things to tell now, which before I complete, that this is the roadmap which we have set. Maybe anybody would like to contribute in whatever we want to do. We'll be very happy to associate. Maybe in 2024, we have a little bit of short-term things. which we would like to fine-tune our whole of the system, because the national education policy is in place only for 4 years. Maybe it may take another 6 to 8 years for us to try to fine-tune and make it more accurate. I think there's a continuous process we would like to do, and lot of infrastructural activities are happening. And in 2025, I think we'd like to establish national and international alumni chapters. That is one of the things which is very important. And we would also be a part of the QS ranking and ABET accreditation of USA. We'd like to start working for 1 year and try to participate in that. Then in 26, we would like to have minimum 5 international good universities collaboration for research and all the kinds of exchange programs apart from the existing ones. And we would also be very happy, I think, if some of you are the international professors in the universities, please get connected with us so that we can try to take your advantage for the younger generation. Then we have already started this year a foreign quota for students. I think 110 students will be joining this year from the different countries. So maybe people who are in the 10th and the 12th can look and come back to India and start studying. I think is a NRI, PIOs, all such things. 110 seats are available from this year onwards. And we'd like to contribute much more to this. Then we would like to go for a graded autonomy. As of now, you know, we are an autonomous institution wherein the internal processes we do it. But if we become a graded autonomy as per the national education policy, we can also award the degree to the students who complete engineering. And we would like to create more chairs of industry. Then we would like to get a full research scholars and also structural changes we would like to do it. And finally, we would like to establish even RVCE branches in the different locations in the country, not just Bangalore, so it will be in the other place. Then we would like to figure within 750 in the QS ranking and 50 in the national ranking by 2028, and we are obtaining the graded autonomy status. And these are the ongoing infrastructures. Maybe if you come to the college today, you'll see a lot of changes which are happening. And we are trying to build a gymnatorium, which has a gymnasium, auditorium, indoor sports facilities, and it can accommodate around 3,000 people to sit in this auditorium. And this is another center where if you are a mechanical engineering student, you would have spent a lot of your time on the workshops. I think the workshops have been already demolished, and this is the place we are getting all the innovation center. In another 1 year, you will be getting this innovation center. So we are trying to build a good library facility, which is the state-of-the-art library. Then computer science blocks are getting renovated, and a new block will also be added. I think that's all from my side. Thank you. Thank you very much. So thank you very much once again for having you here. I think we are overwhelmed with your response of our alumni. Let us try to get connected. I think we have formed 3 coining words that connect, cherish, and collaborate. I think let us do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Subramania. Thank you for your invaluable contributions and for your dedication to RV College of Engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you'd probably agree that this night's been pretty good so far. What do you think? Well, it's about to get even better. We have a very special alumnus with us this evening, a legendary spinner who not only excelled in academics, but also carved his name in the world of cricket. Yes, I am talking about the one and only Mr. Anil Kumble. This is truly a momentous occasion, and we're all eager to hear from Mr. Kumble about his journey, about his experiences, and his insights. And to lead this engaging discussion, I'd like to invite Dr. Subramania back to the stage. So please put your hands together for both of these gentlemen.
Okay, so we are here once again. So let me take some time to find out some important things. I'm sure all of you sitting here are fans of cricket. And we have one of the exemplary cricketer of the country who is here with us. And I'd like to take some time, and in between, I think you can also have some questions to him. So I have categorized my questions to Anil on 3 things. Of course, the first would be on the cricket only. Okay, so second should be on, he is also on various roles on the leadership because he was the captain of India, and he is also in a lot of other things he is going for the society. So we'd like to take on the leadership on the second one, and the third one we'll also hear from him and from others also how to get connected with the alma mater and what should be the contributions of the alumni. I think this is how I'll be going about. Of course, some of the questions which are lengthy I'm going to read. Some of which are very short, I'm going to ask that just like that. Okay. Anil, your journey from a young cricketer in college to an international cricket legend is truly inspiring to all of us. Can you share with us what initially sparked your passion for cricket and how your early experiences shaped your career?
Good evening, everyone. Namaskara. First of all, I'd like to thank, on behalf of my family, the RV institutions for all the things that they have done. I am what I am today, thanks to RVCE. I'm practicing engineering now. Of course, I'm a retired cricketer, but I'm a practicing engineer. Thank you, Dr. Suresh, for hosting this. And there are a lot of familiar faces, so it's nice to connect again with all my classmates who I hardly met during college. But it's nice to reconnect with them. They're introducing again, saying, you know what, I was in your class. But that's how my life has been, but it's wonderful to reconnect again. Thank you, Shyam. Thank you, Nagraj, for doing this. And thank you, Dr. Subramania, for getting us together here to reconnect and, again, probably relive our student life for the next 45 minutes. I could sense that the last 1 hour went as though we were in a classroom. So my cricketing journey, of course, started like any youngster growing up in Bangalore, playing with the rubber ball, with the tennis ball on the streets of Bangalore. Of course, now you can't have the luxury of playing on the streets in Bangalore because you may be run over. So that's how I started. I played club cricket for young cricketers, and then played for National High School, National College, Basungudi, and then, of course, to RV College. So RV, I think I'll spend a lot more cricketing journey during RVC, because that's where I think all of us are familiar with. It's a very small ground. I'm sure all of you remember the ground. And I was a bowler, so I had to manage the boundaries as well. So, and if you remember, there was a tree also inside the ground, and that was a part of the part of the boundary as well. So if you hit the tree, it was still in play. In fact, I got injured twisting my ankle going over one of the roots of the tree. But yeah, it was wonderful to play for the college. For me, engineering was something that I applied, and I wanted to get into RVCE. So I got into chemical engineering as a first-year student through the various exams that I wrote and then got in. And of course, Professor Holla took the class, and he called me yesterday to check on me. He's always done that throughout my career. So I'm sure all of us remember Professor Holla. And a big round of applause to him, because I think if he was here today, I'm sure he would have recognized each one of you. So he sort of helped me in terms of assuring me that I'll get into mechanical at the end of the first year, because I wanted to do mechanical engineering. And the first year was common. So he said, you go through your first year, I'll ensure you get into mechanical in the second year. And when I was in the first year, I played for India. And And the best part was when I got selected for the Indian cricket team and we had to travel to England, I had my exams, my second year exams, as usual. And I had to write, out of the 13 subjects, I had to write 6 and pass in all 6 of them if I had to go to the next year. It was not like how it is now with the semester system. So I had to write 6 papers, and if I traveled with the team, then I could write only 4. So there was a request made by the college to the BCCI. No, this is something that is, no, you saw the list of names. I mean, I'm just telling you because the reason that I could complete my engineering was thanks to the initiatives that was given by the then management, Mr. Pandran Shetty and Mr. D.A. Pandu, and of course, Professor Holla, and everyone else who was a part of the management. They sort of identified saying, called up BCCI, spoke to Bishan Bedi, who was the coach at that time, and they requested saying, can Anil travel a couple of days later so that he could write the 2 papers? And they also offered to pay for the ticket. Cricket was a lot different. You're all used to the IPL now. Cricket was a lot different, right? I mean, somebody had to pay for the tickets. And the college came forward to pay for the tickets. But thankfully, BCCI accepted, saying, look, no problem, Anil can travel a couple of days later. And I could write those 2 papers so that I could carry forward the 7 to the 3rd year. And yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that the college did, and that's how my cricketing journey sort of started. And there was a bit of a break immediately after that, which helped me complete my engineering. But thanks to RV College, they gave a separate attendance register for me. Because there was no way that I could get 60%. There was no way. So Professor Holla started another thing which he said, look, for you write down the days that you're going to miss because of your cricket. You write down all the subjects, all the teachers, take signature from the HOD and I did all of that. And the sports in charge was Srinivas Rao. So did all of that, and I could claim that as attended. And I, in fact, got 100% attendance thanks to that. I don't think anyone sitting in this room had 100% attendance. I can vouch for that. But I had, thanks to that register, which of course helped players like Chetan Babur as well after that, and a lot of other athletes who have gone through and gone on to represent the country. So yeah, my journey has been really good thanks to the support system that the college sort of gave during my playing career, and that certainly helped me nurture, get through engineering, and then of course play for India.
Thank you. Thank you, Anil. So this attendance business is still there anyway. And luckily, maybe the present students are not here.
Unfortunately, there's no class from home.
Okay, so let us go into a little bit more on the cricket side. I'm sure all of us know about the 10 wickets against Pakistan. So can you walk us through your mindset during that innings and what kept you focused and determined?
Yeah, it was a very tough series because India-Pakistan is always a challenge, especially if you're playing at home. Then the pressure on the team to perform becomes that much harder. And this was a series that was put together after almost 12 years. The last time was in 1986-87, when that was the last test series for Sunil Gavaskar in 86-87. Then that was the last time that Pakistan had toured India. And this was 1999. We were playing 2 test matches. We lost the first one, a very close game in Chennai. I'm sure most of you remember that. We lost by 12 runs. And then we moved to Delhi. So the pressure was on the Indian team to win, to equal the series so that we don't lose the series to Pakistan. And we had 420 runs on the board by the third day in fact, and then we played some bit on the fourth day as well, till I think about drinks on the fourth day. 420 runs, and they were 100 for no loss at lunch. And when we came back at lunchtime, Anshuman Gaikwad, who was the coach at that time, he sort of had a meeting with all of us. And he said, he was talking. He was saying, maybe you guys are a bit complacent because you have 400 runs on the board. You need to do this. As he was talking, my mind was just thinking of, I think he's talking to me because I'm the senior bowler here. Harbhajan Singh was the other spinner, and Javagal Srinath and Venkatesh Prasad were the other two fast bowlers. And I knew that I had to play a major role if I had to win this test match, because it was the fourth day of the test. So I thought to myself, saying, if I can just get the first wicket, then things will happen. So changed ends. There was a bit of a routine that started. Sachin Tendulkar came to me and said, I'll change your luck. He took my cap and sweater and gave it to the umpire, and he changed the luck, because that over I got a wicket. And I got one, and then things started to happen. So every time Sachin did that, I got a wicket. and believe me, after the test match, every time I was looking out for Sachin, saying, where are you? Come. Why don't you do it every over? Because if we do it every over, we can win this test match even earlier. But he was doing that, and things started to happen. So I changed ends. I was bowling from the pavilion end, got 6 on 6. And then at tea time, took a break. And then I realized probably this is a day where I can outperform my previous best, which was a 7 for against Sri Lanka. Then, of course, things just happened. I was destined to get all 10. Then 9 on 9 happened, and I think Srinath bowled the most difficult over in his life. Because he had to bowl wide enough and not get a wicket. I think he got wided a couple of times as well. He bowled a 8-ball over. In fact, I had done a similar kind of a thing when Kapil Dev was very close to breaking Sir Richard Hadley's record in Bangalore. This was in 1994. And there were 2 wickets left, and Kapil needed 2 to cross Sir Richard Hadley. He was on 4-3-0, and I had to bowl wide. And I bowled wide. I did my job, but the batsman swung at it, inside edge bowled. So it could have happened. That could have happened. So I had to apologize to Kapil Paji, saying, sorry, this was not my fault. And Sri did that. So I realized that, when I came back to bowl that last over where I got Wasim Akram, I realized that I had to get the wicket in this over. Otherwise, it'll be too embarrassing to go back to Sri and say, can you do it again? And again, probably it was destiny. I got the 10 wickets, and in fact, so while I was waiting for my turn to bowl that over, when Sri was bowling that difficult over, I was on the boundary line, and the people on the near the stands, close to me, like this, right? They were saying, "Aap chinta mat kariye, aapko 10 milega." Don't think that every time Delhi crowd is that pleasant, right? Okay, don't believe that. It's not always that you hear only that. When you're standing on the boundary line, you hear a lot more. So this was something, probably, like I mentioned, I was destined to get all 10, and it happened. And I guess it was one of those things which probably after that has happened only once. So yeah, that's how cricket is. I got 10. 4 days later, we played in Calcutta. I struggled to get 1, and that's the beauty about the game. That's like life. Cricket is like life itself. You continue to do all the right things. You do the processes right. You ensure that things are, you tick all the boxes. One day, things happen, and the next day you start all over again, and not necessarily that results go in your favor. And the best part was, Sri got 8 in that match.
Oh. Very nice. In fact, I have seen that match, and I was praying for 2 things. One is Srinath should not get the wicket, and you should get 10 wickets. So I have seen the whole match. It was really very emotional during that time. So I think that is one of the greatest achievements you have done. So next question is, of course, this getting the wickets. Other thing is, I'm sure you have bowled against Brian Lara, Ricky Ponting, even Sachin also. I think, what are your skills you have applied for them?
Yeah, it's quite a challenge. I mean, every time I get asked saying who was the best batsman that you bowled to, for me, every batsman was challenging. It was important that I sort of went through the process of what I had to do, how I had to prepare against every batsman. I mean, fortunately, I had most of the guys in my team. Imagine thinking the previous night, going through the opposition and saying, okay, I have to bowl at Virendra Sehwag, Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman. I mean, as a bowler, you would have nightmares. Shane Warne has said that. And bowling at Sachin was extremely difficult. So I had some wonderful players who played against me. Sri Lanka was a tough opposition. Ranatunga, Arvinder De Silva, Jayasurya, all these guys were really tough to get past. Then when you looked at Pakistan, you had Inzamam, you had Yunus Khan, Yusuf Yohana, you had a Saeed Anwar, a whole lot of fantastic players. Australia, of course, had really everyone. I don't even need to name one. I mean, they were really stalwarts during that time. I mean, for me, the best player who probably played where I could, feel that he had probably 4 different shots to every ball that I bowled was Brian Lara. Brian probably picked the length, line, and everything else really, really early than anyone else. And I remember one game we were playing, it was a charity game. We were playing at MCG in Melbourne. And I knew I had beat him in the flight. This was a one-day game. He stepped out early. And I knew that he will, if he goes through the shot, then I know that I have a fielder at long on and he'll get out. He just sat down and swept me for 4. And I said, Brian, I thought this was out. He just smiled and he went back. So I think he probably was someone who was extremely difficult to bowl. Maybe the only way that I could get him out was if I put a bandage on my head. And that was the easier way to get Brian out, because, jokingly, I had a word with him a couple of years ago when we were doing broadcast together. So I said, Brian, tell me seriously, were you scared of my face, or you got genuinely out to a good ball? So he just smiled. So yeah, I think Brian probably was a complete player. And of course, there were some great players in South African team, New Zealand team, I mean, you name them. But I thought I was lucky that most of the guys who could play spin exceptionally well were all a part of my team.
Okay. So let me have one more question on cricket. I think many of your colleagues call you as Jumbo. So who is the mastermind behind this name?
Yeah, this was, when I was out of the team in 1991, I was dropped from the team, and that's when I was seen more at RVCE. And I was playing an Irani Trophy game. This was a selection match, Irani Trophy game, rest of India versus Delhi at the Kotla. I was bowling to Kirti Azad, who was the captain for Delhi. And one of the balls pitched on a foot mark and then just took off. And he literally got out fending, like how you get out to a bouncer of a fast bowler. And Navjot Sidhu, who was at mid-on, he came running and said, Jumbo jet. So the jet took off, and Jumbo remained, and it was thanks to Navjot Singh Sidhu that name sort of remained throughout my career.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, now just about cricket, if anybody would like to ask, I think we'll open 1 or 2 questions max. You can ask him. Yeah, that side.
Oh, can I go? Okay. You've played with Gautam Gambhir and Mr. Virat Kohli.
That side.
I'm here? Yeah. Can you hear me? On the right?
Yeah.
So you played with Gautam and Virat. How do you think they'll get along together?
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem. I think you don't need to get along. I think, they're professional enough to understand what is required of each other. And Gautam is I think he's proven himself with regard to being a wonderful coach for KKR. Virat is a great player. He's done exceptionally well for India over the years. And I think they'll be fine. I think what's important is Team India. And I'm sure Gautam will certainly ensure. I think Gautam will certainly ensure that Team India succeeds.
Saurav Ganguly, when he was a captain, there was one incident he relates when we were going to Australia, and you were not going to be on that team. I understand that he insisted that without you he wasn't going. Can you elaborate on that?
I was not a part of that meeting. I wish I was. No, but I'm sure Saurav, as captain, you have your players who you want, and it's nice to know that Saurav did sort of put his foot down, saying I need him, and I don't think I let him down. It was something that I think all of us go through, right, in our careers. At some point in of your career, you need that trust in your leader. The leader needs to show the trust in your team members. And similar thing happened when I was captain and Virendra Sehwag was not a part of the Indian team. So we got him into the Indian team, and then from there on, he had a second win. I think all of us have these moments where people who are at the helm, who are the decision makers, take those key decisions where they back you, knowing the pedigree and knowing what you've been able to achieve over the years for the team. And I'm sure that's something that would have gone through his mind as well. And I'm glad that he took that decision because, it gave me another opportunity to play for India.
Yeah. One more last question for this round.
What was your feeling when you got selected to Indian cricket team?
No, it was something outstanding. I mean, all of us sort of go through this journey of playing the sport, wanting to play for the country. And it's a dream come true when you are handed out the cap for the first time.
I mean, were you expecting the call or?
No, I think, I certainly, when you play a sport, you certainly believe that at some point you want to make it to that team. And you have that belief. Whether others believe in you or not doesn't really matter. I mean, for me, it was, do I have that belief that I have the ability to go and represent the country? Yes, I did. And that's something that I always felt. Once I got that opportunity, I certainly believed that I understood what it takes to stay at that level, because when you get into the Indian team, your performance in the first class level, at the first class level is what takes you to that level. And at the first class level, it's probably not the same in terms of international cricket. Cricket is similar, but the pressure and the mind, it's a mental game, and that's something that you sort of understand once you go to the international level. For me, I had that first glimpse of what it takes to be at that level, and immediately, I was dropped from the Indian team, so I understood what it takes to get back, and I'm glad that I sort of ticked all those boxes, because not always you walk into an Indian team as a complete player. I mean, not everyone is a Sachin Tendulkar. So people, sort of get to that, understand, and then you sort of then know exactly what to do. And I was lucky that I got that second chance, and I was able to fulfill all the things that I went about. So it's a dream come true. The cap is still there at home, and yeah, it's something that you always cherish, because only very few get those opportunities.
I know not all Indian parents support cricket, but how was your family supporting you? And
No, I mean, I had fantastic support from my parents, and we all need the support of the parents. My parents absolutely supported me, and from there on, of course, my wife is here and the kids are here. Without their support, I wouldn't have been able to fulfill my role. We all need that support throughout our lives, and I think their understanding of you and the pressures that you go through in your careers is very, very important. And I was fortunate that I had complete support from my parents and, of course, my wife and the kids.
Okay, I think let us go to the next round. So let us try to know a little bit on the leadership, I think, which is very, very important, because he was captaining the Indian cricket team. And let us try to learn the leadership qualities which would be needed. So first, let me ask you a question on what role can sports play in developing character and resilience of today's students?
I think sports plays a very major role. I certainly believe that understanding failure is a massive challenge for all of us. How do you come back from failure? Cricket teaches you. Cricket teaches you day in, day out, because at the end of the day, the reports are out, the results are out. You're judged every day, every ball. In cricket, everybody is an analyst, and you're always better after the event is done. You could have bowled this ball, you should have done this, you should have played that. So all these pressures that you go to, sport can teach you. Because any sport, not necessarily that it needs to be cricket. If it's a team sport, all the better, because then you sort of understand the sacrifices that one needs to make when you're a part of a team. You may not get the opportunities that you believe that you need, because you deserve, but it's not you who's making that decision, so you have to just wait for it. And how do you wait for that turn? I think all the sport teaches, and it comes naturally. It doesn't have to be, in front of you for you to learn. So for me, cricket taught me everything. And I certainly believe that sport is something that people need to play. And that's one of the reasons why I started a company called Tenvic about 14 years ago, because we felt that Vasant Bharadwaj, who was former table tennis champion, he and we started this company where we train kids in different sports, not cricket, not just cricket, but all other sports. So we hire coaches, we train the coaches, and then at schools, we train kids. And we also run high-performance centers and academies across India, across some of the governments. So I think sport, whenever I see that extracurricular as a sport, I am pained, because I think sport sort of teaches you a lot more than what a classroom can teach you.
So I'm very happy to inform you that I think it's no more extracurricular, at least in RVCE. We have brought under the curricular scheme. And we are going to increase the number of credits also as a part of engineering.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, like I said, the initiative of having my own attendance register certainly was beneficial, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to, go through the 4 years of engineering. Impossible.
So the one reason why we have done this is that, as you know, this younger generation are always with mobiles and laptops. So we want to bring them out of that. So we should also give them some benefits for all these things. So if you put as a part of the credit, I think it becomes easy for us also. So that's the reason we have done it.
That's true.
So again, whether it's leadership, whatever it is, we'll again go back to cricket, because that's your path of life. During this 2008 Harbhajan Simmons incident, was commendable and is often cited as an example of integrity and composure. You famously said only one team was playing in the spirit of the game. So can you share with us the motivation behind the statement?
I think it was one of those things where as a leader or as a captain, you have to go beyond the playing field. I was not certainly expecting that I had to handle something outside of the playing field, because when you're made captain, you make decisions on the field. And that's what you've learned all your life. It's not something that is taught, but you sort of experience it and learn through the journey that you have had as a player. But this was one such incident where it sort of blew out of proportion because of the sort of focus that cricket has in India and also in Australia. It's very similar. People follow the sport. In India, it is more than a sport. So when two countries, major cricketing countries, sort of came at this kind of a conflict, it was obviously a massive challenge. And that's where you need the leadership or the wisdom of your senior group as well, and the kind of camaraderie that you have with the set of colleagues that you have. And I was blessed to have people like Sachin, Rahul, Lakshman in the same group, because Saurav, all of them were captains, former captains. So for me to sort of lean on their wisdom is very important in a game like that, or in a situation like that. And the other important aspect during that period was, of course, the relationship that you have with your player, the affected player, or for that matter, the group of players that you have, and the confidence and the trust that they have in their leader. I think all of this boils down to communication and how you are as a person before you got that job and how you are after that. So in cricket, captain, yes, you may be a bowling captain or a batting captain, or a batter who's a captain, a bowler who's a captain. Very few bowling captains bowlers have been captains. So the role of a bowler doesn't change. Just because you're a captain doesn't necessarily mean that you can sit back and ask somebody else to go and bowl. So you still have to perform your role. And that's something that one has to do. And for me, to make that statement, it was more coming in as a question. Because prior to me answering the media, the Australian skipper had obviously had a press conference, and that didn't go well with some of the Indian journalists. And he, in fact, someone asked me, saying, Australian captain said that the game was played in the spirit of the game. What do you have to say? And that's why I said what I said. So I think it's about when such a conflict sort of comes through. For me, what gave me the wisdom, or whatever you call it, was once you have the game about anything else, everyone else, I think then decisions become easier. You set the individuals aside and say, okay, the game is bigger than all of us. And that's when, all the thoughts, whatever you had to do, whatever decisions you had to take on behalf of the team became that much easier. And like I mentioned, everybody is a fan of the game. They all have their opinions about the game. And I was also getting a lot of opinions from various quarters, be it former players, former captains, administrators, friends, saying what I should be doing in that situation. But there was one person who called me up. He actually sent me a message. He said, "Son, take a decision how history will see this." I thought that was the best advice that I got. And that was from Bishan Bedi. So he was someone who always had my back, and we miss him. We lost him about a year ago. So he was someone who sort of said what he said. And when I read that message, I immediately thought, I just have to sort of sit back, take a bit of time, and then go through what we need to do. And like I mentioned, once you have the game above everything else, then decision-making becomes that much more easier. I'm glad that everything sort of went really well after that. The icing on the cake was the next test match itself when we beat Australia at Perth, where not many teams have gone to Perth and beaten Australia. So it was wonderful to get that result, and I'm really glad that from there on, the Indian teams that have traveled to Australia have really been dominating. That's wonderful to know that not many teams have been to Australia and dominated Australia, and I'm really glad that post the 2004, 2008, and subsequently now in the last couple of times that India has traveled to Australia, we have done exceptionally well.
Very nice message. I'm sure these kinds of things, even in our professions, we face this. Maybe good message you have given. The next is, in fact, you are a cricketer as well as an engineer. So I think first you are an engineer also. Parallelly you have done this. So how your academic pursuit? So how academic pursuit influenced your approach to life?
I think I'm a very analytical and practical person, and I think that comes from being an engineer. People spoke about my bowling, which was very unorthodox, and they kept saying he doesn't turn the ball, he's not classical, he can't be successful here, he can't be successful there, he can only be successful on doctored pitches. So I said, why are you saying doctored pitches? It needs to be engineered pitches. So I was obviously, I was very clear, saying, how can I simplify all of this? I said the ball can only go three ways. It can go straight, it can go away from you, or it can come back into you as a batsman when you're facing. Those are the only three directions that it can do. And what is important is not what the commentator sees. It's what the batsman's seeing. Because if the batsman's seeing different things every time, that's all I want. I want to create a doubt, like how professors create doubts when they ask questions. In our question papers, the only way that I could go through my engineering was, one name I have to certainly bring up, and I'm extremely grateful to him, is Professor T.S. Sridhar. And he was someone who taught me almost 9-10 subjects through the engineering course. And the way he sort of approached was very practical, and I would go to his house in Malleshwaram. I lived in Jayanagar. I would go to his house, and he would do a one-on-one. And I had, 1 month to prepare for the exams. So he said, Anil, this is how you solve. This is the question bank. Just go and solve all of this, okay? And that's all I did. And I know a couple of my classmates are here, and he said, you still haven't given the notes back. Hari is here, and he said, I still haven't returned the notes. But I don't know why he wanted it. So for me, everything was like that, and even cricket was very similar. So for me, speed of the ball was more important. Once the radar was introduced, I'm sure all of you see the ball speed today after every ball is bowled. I know it's more relevant to a fast bowler, but for me it was important. So I used that to my strength in matches where I felt that I could bowl at an optimum speed on that surface for me to get purchase of the pitch. So those kind of, I think, tools that enabled me to simplify things and try and understand angles and try and correlate, I certainly used my engineering skills. But I think most importantly, I think being educated, and it brings about a balance of success and failure. How do you handle success? How do you handle failure? And you always know that back of your mind, yes, you have to sometimes let go of something that you seriously want. And when you do that, you perform at your best. And for me, that was what education gave me. And I'm happy to say that I have 2 patents now with the tech that we have done. It's a sports startup, sports tech startup, and as Spectacom, we have 2 patents which have been granted. not just in India, in UK and Australia as well, and in the US as well. Yeah, I think I'm still using my engineering skills to an extent.
Good. So thank you. As you know that I think we are listened with Anil on the cricket, but he wears different hats. I would like him to focus on this. I think he's a brand ambassador for Tiger Project. I think just you can tell about that.
I've always been someone who's loved wildlife. I've carried a camera around all the time. The family holidays are all around wildlife, and I'm glad that my son also has taken up photography, and he's beaten his father by bringing out a book already on wildlife photography. My wife loves wildlife, and she can identify birds, and I think the passion has been there in the family. I'm glad that the government of Karnataka gave me an opportunity to serve on the wildlife board as the vice chairman for 3 years. That's where you could make a drastic sort of change and bring about certain policy changes, add a lot more protected areas in Karnataka, because I'm sure all of you, when I was studying in 92, I think there's an 81 batch. I'm sure there were elephants visiting RVC quite a bit. I know that during his time, I'm sure there were herd of elephants coming into RV College of Engineering. But things have changed now. So how do you protect them? So I was fortunate enough to serve on the board. What sort of gave me the satisfaction or the reality check was the kind of love, affection, and respect people have for the game, for cricket. And the connect that you could make, because I was a cricketer, talking to in a remote village was instant, because all of them sort of saw me as a cricketer, and they had seen me on television play the sport, and they could connect instantly with regard to when I said, look, this is something that we all need to do because all of you need to participate. It cannot be done or forced upon all of you to sort of change this into a conservation reserve or a sanctuary. So I felt that that's where the power of cricket is something that I understood, going and reaching out and meeting all these people in remote places in Karnataka. And that's something that I continue to do. I have a foundation, continue to support wildlife conservation research. So that's something that I'm really passionate about.
Thank you. It's a noble cause. So let me get connected with the last portion. So timing running short, I suppose. So we'd like to now just the purpose for which we are here for the first time in US. We'd like to know a international alumni meet like this. How do you feel that it can foster strong connection with the alma mater?
I think this is a great example, a great testament of what it can do. I mean, to bring about so many people coming from across the US today to meet itself says that they all want to contribute back to the institution. And that to me is the biggest strength. Today, thanks to technology, all of us can be on our same platform to learn or help others learn. And that's something that I think the alumni should sort of look at, which already you've listed out. That's something that I'm sure all of you are already contributing. The other aspect of something that I think, if you take an analogy of IPL versus what is happening in the other industry, the reason that cricketers in India today are able to fast-track themselves into international sport or understand the pressure of international sport is because they are under extreme pressure when they are playing in the IPL. The other aspect that IPL has done is the collaboration, right? I mean, after the IPL, they were all opponents when you play for your national team. But when you're playing together, David Warner and Rishabh Pant are chatting about how do we hit Cummins for a six. And the next game, Cummins and David Warner are in the same team trying to plot a Rishabh Pant out. And this is the beauty about cricket. And that's something that I think needs to happen in the education space as well, where there is a lot more interaction and not necessarily look at each other as opponents. I think we do that, or competition. Yes, we're all competitors, but we can learn from each other, and that's something that I think IPL has certainly helped the game. Yes, it also gives them an opportunity. I saw, I think, Tristan Stubbs mentioning from South Africa, saying he never got to play Kuldeep Yadav in the nets, because Kuldeep never wanted to bowl at him in the nets, because he knew that the World Cup was coming up, and he didn't want to give away his secrets to Tristan Stubbs. So I guess it's important that we learn from each other, and that's something that this forum can certainly enable, and it's already doing it. And I'm really glad that I was able to participate in this alumni event here today, and I'm happy that all of you are traveling now from here to Seattle, and I was told that there are almost 10,000 RVCE across the US, which is fantastic. And and to see so many of you turn up today itself gives a lot of strength to the alumni as well.
So thank you very much. So can I have some questions from your side? Yeah, front, yes. Give opportunity for others.
Namaskara, Anil.
Namaskara.
I have seen you playing at Young Cricketers as well as National College, because I had friends who were wicket keeping for you. One of them is Giri Balasubramaniam. You might be knowing him. I had one question for you. Like, I know that you were surrounded with great talented players as a player, and then you became the captain and eventually the coach, right? I know anybody who makes into the Indian team, they're already stars. That's why they're there. How did you manage managing the team as a captain as well as a coach? Did your experience as a player help you as a coach?
Oh, yes, of course. I think, the experiences of a player, understanding what the player's needs are, and when to sort of back off in a situation where as a player that, look, the last thing that you want is a coach in your ear, right? And those kind of things, I think, certainly help. And you also learn when you're playing, you watch other coaches, how they sort of assemble. And by the way, in cricket especially, you're not a coach for the stars. You're a coach for the younger lot to fast track them. The guys who are coming up, playing or being a part of the team, how do you make them comfortable, understand? Because there's hardly anything, like you said, they're already there, and they are stars. And that 1% improvement of individuals, you keep urging every individual to continue to excel. Those kind of things are important. And the other aspect that I also feel that is very important, at least it helped me as a player, was to have another passion outside of the sport. And that's something that I encouraged when I was the coach as well. For me, it was photography, it was wildlife. I encouraged all the players also when I was coach to say, look, I think you guys need to sort of look at another thing that you're passionate about. And sometimes it's important to just break away from the game. For me, while I was at RVCE, the education, the studies, the 2 months of exam preparation was a breakaway from cricket, right? That was a welcome break for me. I know it was tough, but that was a welcome break. And similarly, when I was away from college, cricket was a welcome break. So I encouraged that as a coach, and those are the learnings that I probably took as a player into being a captain and also as a coach. Yeah, Vamshi.
Hello?
You can't ask from our college days. Okay.
No, I won't. I'll just take it beyond that. So, obviously, I think when we were playing together and then you went on to do great things, there's a lot of time management involved in whatever you did. Playing for the college, playing Ranji, coming back for the college, and then playing, obviously, for the country. And then you transited that into your professional career. So what time management tips, tricks, skills would you pass on to our generation and the younger generation based on what you're doing then, what you're doing now? And where do you think, I think, in terms of technology, how would you translate that?
I don't know whether I can I can answer that I'm sure everyone manages their time the way they need to. But for me, I think I was able to prioritize what requires attention. And then when I'm there, then I'm switched off from the rest. So when I was at college, when I had to study, then I had never thought about cricket. Those 2 months was totally switched off from cricket, focused on the studies. And then once the studies was done and I was on the cricket pitch, I never bothered about what was happening at college. And that's how I've sort of followed as well. So I think family time is something that we all sort of want to, and that's something that I now, for the first 20 years, it was always a challenge when I was playing. But now, over the last 10, 12 years, I've had the time to sort of say, okay, this is my family time. This is the time that I give for my profession. And like I mentioned, the sacrifices that the family makes for you to succeed is immense. So parents, wife, kids, in fact, with the permission of my wife and my little one who's sitting next to her, she was born, and then immediately I had to travel to England. And after that, I came back and then went to Sri Lanka. So for 3.5 months, 4 months, I had not seen her other than the first couple of days, which I'm sure she won't even know. So after 4 months, I come back home, and then my wife is carrying her in her arms, and then she opens the door, and she started crying. She said, "Who's this guy coming in? I've not seen him at all." So I think we've all been through that, and that's something that you have to sort of understand, that if not the support that you receive, you won't be able to manage the time. So I'm fortunate that way, and I think priority and switching off and switching on, I think, is the key to anything that you want to do. Today it's quite a challenge because there's a lot of distraction, and the distraction is right in your pocket, in the phone, and that's the worst distraction that all of us have. And I'm sure some of you are already being distracted, recording this in your phone.
Thank you.
Namaskara. Here, over here,
Namaskara.
in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Namaskara.
Namaskara.
I'm also a proud Kannadiga like you.
Namaskara. Heli, sir.
So, when you were on the team with different players from Karnataka, how was the feeling? How did you guys communicate?
ನಾವು 8 ಜನ ಇದ್ವಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾನು, ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್, ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕೋಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಸೊ ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್, ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವ್ರು ಬೌಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ ಸ್ಲೋವರ್ ಬಾಲ್ಗೆ ಆಪತ್ ಬಾಂಧವ ಅನ್ನೋರು. ಸ್ಲೋವರ್ ಬಾಲ್ ಹಾಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಲೋವರ್ ಬಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಮೆತ್ತಗೆ ಹಾಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ಆಪತ್ ಬಾಂಧವ ಅನ್ನೋನು. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಸ್ಲೋವರ್ ಬಾಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕೀಪರ್ಗೂ ಅದು ಹೋಗೋದು. ಕೀಪರ್ ಯಾರಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದು ಅವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೆಯೋದು ಗ್ರೌಂಡಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಐ ಮೀನ್, ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಶ್ರೀನಾಥ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ನಮಗೆ, ಸೊ ಜಾವಗಾಲಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಓಕೆ.
So Anil, I would like you to ask a question about how do you advise the newer generation? And the reason I ask is because, growing up, cricket was very different, right? When I came home a bit late after playing cricket, my dad basically said, "Padhai pe dhyan rakho," right? That was it, right? That was kind of end of my, cricketing career. And these days also we talk about, work and life balance, right? So now you're taking it back to school and, cricket, or school and sports life balance. What would be your advice to young
people? I think I take advice from them. They no longer want to listen to your advice. But I think, to be fair, there are a lot more opportunities now. It's not like before where either you had to be an engineer or a doctor, and that's why we are all sitting here as engineers. Especially the ones who are the 92 batch and before that, I'm sure. So I guess, there are a lot more opportunities now where you have other avenues, and if you don't make it, you can still fall back, and there's an opportunity for you to fall back. So that's something that we are also exploring at Tenwick, where we are looking to sort of give the balance between education and sport, where if you fall back from one, you also have the other to sort of look into. So you don't want to, for example, if you want to pursue sport, then you don't want to lag behind in your education, where in the mainstream you don't want to be sort of, there's high competition, so you can't fall back. So I think it's important to bring about that balance. I think parents are also a lot more understanding now of what the needs are, and you need to give them that opportunity to go and do and pursue what they feel their passion is. And if you can give them that opportunity, then, like I mentioned, there's a lot more chances now to look at other avenues beyond the regular avenues that one has. I mean, today you could be an influencer on a YouTube channel, which we never thought that one could do. So I think it's just letting them go and trying to support them in their journey, and that's what we as parents have been trying to do for our children as well. And I think that's one thing. As a cricketer, it's always a challenge, because today the expectation of parents when they bring a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old is to say, I want him to play in the IPL. So it's no longer saying I want him to be first play cricket. And then, so the pressure on the kid itself at that age is like, you have to play. You have to represent now. So I think you just let them be, things will happen if they're meant to be. So I guess that's how I think is the best thing that we can probably do to our children.
So I think discussion can go on and on. So somewhere we may have to stop. You'll be available offline after some time. So we would like to have a final message for all the alumni here before we conclude the session.
No, I just want to thank all of you. Thank once again Dr. Subramanya, Suresh, Shyam, Nagaraj, the RV institution, for making me what I am today. On behalf of my family, I'd like to thank, of course, I took names of people who sort of helped me in my journey, be it Professor Holla. I'm sure Chayanna is someone who we always looked up to, Chayapati, and then, of course, Professor Sridhar was someone who helped me a lot during my journey. There were a lot of lab assistants who gave their time during not during exam, okay? don't get other thoughts here. Okay, lab assistants actually helped me during the time that all of them had, your preparation time. You had your off, that 1 month or 3 weeks prior to the exams. So I would go to college, spend time in the thermodynamics lab, go to the workshop, learn about Smithy, learn about foundry, how do we do all of this. So all the lab assistants who sort of helped me engage and teach, to, of course, ensure that I did all the right things when it was asked in the examination hall. And I was also scared when I got foundry, because I think Mr. Govardhan walked in. I think all of you know about JG and his approach to students. So when I had done and this was in the final exam in foundry, and when I had completed the task of 3 hours, so I was told, I mean, it was more the way your seniors sort of tell you, right, about certain people, saying, look, he comes in, he shakes the whole thing. If it is still around, then you're fine. Otherwise, he'll just drop it, and you're gone. So you'll get a 0. So I was hoping that he doesn't pick it up and then give it a shake. So fortunately, I think he just picked it up. He saw, okay, it's fine. So I said, I'm glad. So I guess, thank you all for coming, and it's wonderful to see some familiar faces and, again, catch up. Hopefully there'll be a lot more of these kind of, not just events, but also like Doctor mentioned, it's important that we contribute back to the back to the society, and of course to the college in whatever way that we can. So, sport-wise, I'm just a phone call away. Thank you.
Thank you, Anil. Hope we had a good session here. So we'll all keep in touch for getting connected and see how we can do better and take RV to the newer heights. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Subramania. Thank you so much, Mr. Kumble, for that very special trip down memory lane. I would now like to invite Dr. Sham back for a special honor. As we continue our celebration about the illustrious journey and the achievements of RV College of Engineering, it's important to recognize the incredible individuals that have shaped the institution's legacy. Our esteemed veterans have laid the foundation and paved the way for the success that we witness today. We have a very special segment devoted to them right now. Please turn your attention to the screens for special messages from some of our veterans.
Distinguished guests on the dais and my young and energetic friends, welcome to all of you. I am Professor M.R. Law, earlier principal of RV Engineering College. I joined this college on 8th of August 1963 and the college started on 17th of August 1963. And I was the first man to join the college, senior most in the college now. And the college was going on very well. The work done by me and Professor Ramurthy, Teja Ramurthy, he was the warden for a long time. And I was the principal for 20 years. Even after retirement, Pranashiti said, you will not retire. 58 retirement, 5 years extension, annual to the, perhaps the service matters. I did it. After 5 years, he said, as per AICTE norms, you can go up to 65. Why don't you leave up to 65? He gave me extension up to my age of 65. I promised Shivanand Sharma, very pious man and very frank and very good man. And I promised that I will not leave RV up to the last minute. I did. I worked up to the last minute, 31st of March 2001. 38 years continuously, and I retired. Ramurthy and myself were close understanding, and problems in hostel or city comes, as college comes, we used to discuss together. That was the problem. If I am too rigid, he used to be softened. I used to soften. Sir, only sir, it's okay, but no, you take the apology letter and get it done. If he is very strict, I used to take. Went on very well. Students understood his point. Ivaru appa amma tara idare. Nammanna nodkonತಾರೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ. There was so much of confidence in the staff and the principal and Ramurthy and all. And therefore RVCE came to a top level and top 10 India. And that is in 1997. 1998, myself and Pandu went to America. We were whole of alma. I was through the whole of America. Pandu, myself went to so many universities, made MOU for 4 universities and came back to India. He came back to India. I too further, fantastic time for me because wherever I went, whichever place I went, the students used to take care of me. Fully, they used to show me to so many places, and I was so happy with my old student of RV Engineering College. Especially I have to mention a name of Nagesh, who did not allow me to go to my niece's house in Orlando. He took me, I have taken 4 days leave for personal, he is my guru, and he took me to so many places in Orlando and said to me, this is the treatment I got from all my old students. And that's because perhaps that is the relationship you have developed during the college hours. And therefore, I am so happy to meet you people today, and I am sure you will support us in future also, in whatever way you want it. And I should thank today all the people, especially the old students and the present student and the staff who did a lot to me, who was with me in all hard days and worked for me. And I wish all of you the best of luck and God bless you. One thing I want to tell you, this you got to remember throughout your lifetime. Matru Devo Bhavo, Pitru Devo Bhavo, Acharya Devo Bhavo, and Atiti Devo Bhavo, RVCE Devo Bhavo. Please underline the last one, RVCE Devo Bhavo. Thank you, thank you, and thank you.
Hello everyone. It is with pleasure and pride to address all of you as the former Vice Principal and Head of the Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering in RVCE, and I had the extra privilege being a warden of RVCE hostels. Almost for about 3 decades, I had the pleasure of working in the institution. Thereby, I was able to grow, see you grow, and learn what is necessary for the life and for the profession. And I am so happy that I am able to talk to all of you who are nothing but the great ambassadors of RVCE, working in US and other parts of the US. This alumni meet is not just a formality, but for an opportunity for all of you to meet both the teachers if possible and all your classmates, roommates, whatever possibility is there, exchange your ideas, and in turn you see what you can do to the institution RVCE through your contacts, through your projects, through your whatever possibilities are there. I think that is possible for you. That is what I am hoping so. You are the ambassadors, as I mentioned earlier also. You should be able to take the mantle of RVCE to greater height and say that the alumnus of RVCE are going to stand high in every field of activity in whatever position you are. I have only one request to all of you. Please stay connected, have regular contacts with the parent institution, with your teachers whenever possible, and give your valuable feedback how you can help us to make this RVCE to go higher and higher. You know that RVCE has made a big name in the technical education. Thereby, they are able to start one more great institution, RV University, which is catering to the needs of not only technical education, in all the fields like law, commerce, theatre, mass communication, whatever field you say. That means RSST is more interested to touch the lives of people in the society in making them really future for our society. Conclude my address to all of you. I want to thank the President, Secretary, Joint Secretary of RSST for the opportunity given to me to talk to you through this video. I hope in the near future I should be able to see you all in person and have interactions with you so that my memories will come back after 25 years. I wish you a prosperous and wonderful future, both at professional level and also at personal level. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Those were wonderful special messages and wisdom from our RVCE veterans. Their words remind us of the strong foundation and the enduring values that RVCE instills. I would now like to invite Dr. Sham back to the stage for a special moment with another very special alumnus.
Thank you, Pat. I'd like to say a few words about our host for this evening, Suresh Katta. Suresh founded Sama Technologies in 1997 in his children's bedroom with his wife Radha after gaining entrepreneurial experience in Silicon Valley for over a decade. Their vision was to provide customers with previously unattainable insights from raw data across disparate sources using game-changing analytic solutions. For over 25 years, Suresh served as Sama's CEO, leveraging AI to shape businesses across different verticals. When the pandemic hit in 2020, the biopharmaceutical company called on Suresh and he answered. He leveraged Sama's proprietary state-of-the-art AI platform called Life Sciences Analytics Cloud to help Pfizer develop the world's first COVID-19 vaccine. This is a process which usually takes at least a decade, but with Sama's help, it took less than 1 year. As a result, the tide was turned on the global pandemic. Improving humanity's health on a global scale is a tough act to follow. But Suresh is now using his knowledge and expertise as a cultural and educational humanitarian. And RVCE will be the beneficiary of Suresh's generosity. Tonight, I'm proud to announce Suresh is donating $1 million to RVCE's Computer Science and AI department. While I'm humbled by Suresh's generosity, I'm not surprised. Suresh and Radha make a very good couple. I've known them for the last 35 years. Suresh's quest for knowledge has driven him to build this great company. Suresh, Radha, and his family, I thank you so much on behalf of the Rashtriya Shikshana Samiti Trust for his generous contribution, which will help a number of students. Now I invite Suresh to the podium and Radha also to the podium, please. I also request our trustees to join me to felicitate Suresh and Radha.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? First of all, thank you everyone for coming. When we started thinking about this about maybe 9 months back, I knew only 6 guys from my batch, no one else. But I knew, my sixth sense told me there are a lot of people here in Bay Area who graduated from RVCE. So I took the risk of telling them, let's conduct this event, let's bring everyone together. Okay. First of all, I want to thank every one of you. Today, as soon as I saw there was a big line there outside, my weight on the shoulders went down. Because I knew that there were doubters. How many will show up? You did not even charge money for attending this event. Why would people come here even though if they're registered, but they may not show? Okay, like a lot of doubts were there. Thank you for coming, and thank you for spending time here. Folks, this is just not the reunion. I consider this a really special gathering, okay, where it highlights the bond we hold with our alma mater. And dearly too close to us, because we all graduated from there, and we saw Dr. Subramaniam as well as Sham walked us through, and also Mr. Kumle walked through their journeys and what it has transpired over the time. From 80s, believe me, when I went to RV College, there were only 4 engineering colleges in Bangalore. And there are only 4 branches in RVCE. Okay, that's what like Anil, I joined in electrical engineering, not exactly. Then they promised me a year later I'll go into electronics. So I had to really work hard to make sure that I get into the electronics branch. Okay, because at that time, Silicon Valley was just getting started. There was so much talk about how electronics is going to change the world. Integrated circuits, anybody heard about it? So our aspiration at that time, if you look at it, we were part of a very slowly moving, developing country, which is held up as a socialistic country. All that we had opportunities were going to Bharat Electronics or HEL or BHEL. These are the 3 or 4, that's all. Other than that, there was nothing to think about. Okay. And so anyway, so electronics was my favorite one. I really wanted to get into electronics, and that's why I'm here today. It's a long story, but I'll make it quickly here. Like Dr. Ken Subramania said, we are here for 3 C's. At least I talk about 3 C's. One is connecting. As you know, many of you connected with your friends here today. Some of you connected with someone you had kind of disconnected for a long time, but today you found them here. Or you're forging a new relationships here because we are all peers to each other. We all graduated from the same place. Also, we have this wonderful opportunity for us to connect back with our alma mater. Look, all the progress they have made at university. So that takes me to my second point, celebrate. RVCA has done incredibly well over year after year. The leadership has done an incredible job, and students have done an incredible job. We saw all the things they walked us through. So there is so much to celebrate, all of alma mater's achievements as well as each of our individual achievements here. So today is a bonding for us, coming together as to celebrate that achievements of our peers as well as our alma mater. That's my second C. Third one I'll say is, really, like I told you, I have my classmates here from 81 batch sitting in that row. 6 of us landed in Silicon Valley mid-80s. And after graduating, going for our post-graduation in different universities, we all ended up here. And at that time, let me tell you, there was only one Pasand restaurant. And still in Silicon Valley, if I say I'm from India, they would ask, spell the word. How do you say India? So it's not like my pronunciation. Along with pronunciation, they had never heard about a country called India. And today it's completely different. As you see, today every street has one temple or one restaurant. India. Folks, like Mr. Kumle said, it gave him a foundation to become what he became. And RVCA really helped him to get where he was able to go. Of course, a lot of effort by him. Similar way, many of you or all of us, RVCA gave us great opportunities to make all the progress we made in our personal, professional life, and that led to great personal life. Okay. So at least 3 things stand out for me, what I learned at RVCA. Not quite what Anil learned, I'll just say this. One is for me, academics. As you know, our professors were hard. Courses were hard. It was not easy. Okay? And we were in par with some of the best institutes at that time, even though we were not quite, perception was not quite that during our times. And anyone who knows a little bit 80s batch, I really don't want to say too much about it, early 80s batch. That's not what you want to hear about, what we did during those days. But just not academic skills. RVCE, 5 years of journey there, taught me a lot of life skills that stayed with me. And it's just I stayed in the hostel all 5 years. Right. And that takes me to my second point. Today it may be a little different. Back then, I was a kid. Had a hard time speaking English because I didn't speak English. I never learned English until I went to RV College. Second, I was coming from a small town. With that, I had no visibility into the world. And once I came into RVCE, I saw students from every state except Karnataka, including students coming from Middle East. I don't know how many of you had that. We had the pleasure, our batch, seeing kids from Palestine, Palestinians, we had Iraqis, and we had Iranians. So we had an opportunity to learn from pretty much every state in India. We had representation in our hostel or in our classroom itself. So we had an opportunity to really understand a lot of diversity thinking those days. And that became a really foundation for me at RVCE, what I learned about the importance of diversity, bringing the best people to any task. It's not about name, it's not about your community, it's not about your language, it's not about your state. It's really about talent that you have to bring together in order to succeed. Then the last one I'll also say is, I was blessed with great hostel mates as well as classmates. They had this visibility into world outside of India. And I learned quite a bit about emerging Silicon Valley. Thank you. Emerging Silicon Valley. At that time, it was still in early stages. And also at the same time, we learned about the higher education that we could do. Folks, this is before internet. There was no internet. And libraries did not carry anything about America that much those days. Okay. We still took the chance, okay, to come here. I think that talks about the level of risk we were ready to take. Okay. So, folks, RVCA instilled in me, through my classmates and my hostel mates, aspirations. I thought, this is a great foundation. I need to go and do something bigger, something much bigger. Okay, that's how we set out, many of us. At that time, I'll give you one more thing. I applied for, I was an instructor at RVCE for about a year. I don't know really what I was teaching at that time. But it paid me really well, 1,500 rupees. That was a big money back then for me. And it paid for my all college applications in US. Without that, I couldn't have made it. Then I went to my dad saying that, Dad, I got an admission in US university. My dad said, no, you're not going. Why? You don't have money for flying to US. I said, can we borrow from someone? I'll guarantee return to you once I reach America. Then finally, he took me to some bank, and actually I would reference Mr. Sham's dad. Pandang Shetty was kind enough to introduce me to a Canara Bank, and also said he is a good boy. So international education loan you could get. And that's how I ended up getting some money to fly to US. Okay. I know many of you have something similar stories here, but all that I wanted to say is it was a great time I had in RVCE. It not only taught me skills, and it also gave me a diversity, value of diversity. Also, it instilled in me aspirations to do bigger things. Okay. All that I got it really at RVCE. Before that, I just did not know what I was planning to do. Okay. Today, to close my remarks here, all that I want to say is I would like to propose that along with you all, let's establish RV Alumni Association of America today. And tomorrow I'm heading up to Seattle with the RVCE dignitaries. So it would be fun for me to watch another crowd there in Seattle. So what I would like to say is, what is the mission of this Alumni Association? I think a few things I'll say. One is really how do we serve our alumni better? And until now, we really did not have a way to serve alumni. There's so many people, so many ways. We talked about collaboration. There's many ways we could collaborate and help each other. And also, RVCE deserves a better branding than what we have. And I feel we are all beneficiaries of what we got out of RVCE. And I feel RVCE deserves it. We need to put together a campaign to do a better branding of RVCE, just not limited to IITs. Why not RVCE? Okay. And folks, I know many of you are doing extremely well in your professional career. And I feel with all the opportunities they are showing us at our institute, there is a way for us to help the institute reach higher elevation every day. And they're already doing a lot of stuff. I think with our alumni help, what I would ask the RV management is create a development office which is really dedicated to work with the alumni so that we can function together to help the alumni as well as our institute. Okay. Thank you all. That's all I had my remarks for today.
Thank you, Suresh, for those wonderful words and for your generosity. And thank you, Dr. Sham, for his beautiful introduction. One of the most cherished aspects of gatherings like this is the opportunity to relive moments that shaped our experiences and connected us as a community. So now we would like to open the floor to you, our esteemed alumni. If you are so moved to, please feel free to stand up and share a special moment, a lesson learned, or just an amusing anecdote about your time at RVCE. Who would like to start us off?
Thank you very much. Just say a few words. I'm Suresh's batchmate, 1976 to 1981. We graduated in 81. Bunch of us here in the front bench. We were all backbenchers, by the way. So us front benchers now, we came in January of 1982, spring semester. Suresh was actually late to the party. He came 1 year later. But anyway, RV College is very special to me. My brother, 3 years elder, was from RV College. My brother-in-law was the principal and then head of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Both were one department. And at the time when we joined, the front administrative building was completed. In fact, it served as a hostel too. People were staying in it. I think Manju was staying in the hostel on the top floor, being eaten by mosquitoes. The physics building had just finished as well. I don't know if that is still the physics building. But, oh, it's not. Okay, it's some other building now. The best food place was the Kaka canteen across the street. Full of flies. We had to call the guy and tell him to put phenyl and kill the flies. It was pretty bad, actually. But anyway, went back to RV College a few times to talk about technology and roadmaps, which is something I used to do. And it had a good cafeteria, actually. And in Anil's parlance, the Kaka canteen lost the match. And so anyway, it has come a very long way. Back in, Suresh said that there was no internet. Well, there was no computer itself at that time, other than the big mainframes. When we got to the US, we got to use the mainframes. Some of you should go downstairs and look at the punch card boxes. Some of us privileged people have used punch cards, okay? And we were also the same batch which was quite notorious. Indira Gandhi declared emergency, and we were the first institution to go on strike after emergency was called. We were not sure where we were going with that, by the way, whether we will all be hauled in. But nevertheless, the long story short, with the type of students we had, a lot of international students that Suresh said, students from all over India, and the reputation our college had at that time. Having said that, I don't think any one of our batchmates and the few I see, I met from the previous batch, none of us have done done badly. We've done quite well. And I can tell you, we've tap danced with the IIT people and everybody else. I think it was one of a branding issue. And of course, now RV has come a very long way. I used to visit a lot of IITs in my job before, from Sun Microsystems and Oracle. And a lot of them have not changed or had not changed. The rate of change of RV College has been phenomenal compared to the rate of change of IITs. You actually had to be there. I went for almost 15 years to these colleges. Including I was short-time faculty at Stanford. We had deployed in a lot of colleges. I tell you, RV never put me at a disadvantage. Anytime. I felt the type of students, the type of curriculum, eating in Kaka canteens and other places made us street smart. And that made a lot of difference to a lot of us. Anyway, feel privileged, happy, and I'm glad I went to RV College. And with that, anyone else wants to add? Oh.
Namaskara, Suswagatalu. I'm also from batch 81, electronics, like Sridhar and also Suresh and Manju and who else? Badri Kumar. So what I would like to start saying, yes, we were the most notorious batch in the history of RVC, most notorious batch. Having said that, Anil, thank you so much. You put RVC on the world map. When I actually, put, college on my resume, you always put, Bangalore University. That has changed now, right? I actually proudly put RVC on my resume now. Now, we were the last 5-year batch. Our semester was called R cube S squared, re-revised semester scheme. And we actually, me personally, went from Jayanagar 4th block all the way to RV College every morning, 5 years, right, in the BTS bus, which was like super air-cooled. Could you ever imagine that, 10 miles in about 30 minutes, would you be able to cover that in Bangalore's traffic today? And also on the weather. So we endured that. And by the way, also speaking of professors, Professor Holla, Professor TJ Ramurthy, Professor Shetty, Professor Rangnath Shetty, we endured them also. They were perhaps the best teachers that we had. Now, I want to talk about, being notorious, right? So I should say that, my colleagues, 10 of us are in the US now out of 40. So yes, we were notorious, but we are also accomplished. Speaking of notorious, also I should say that we actually topped the UVC in many of the semesters. We topped UVC students, folks, even though we were notorious. And not last but least, I would like to again invite Suresh, right? Being from a notorious batch, today's event wouldn't have happened without Dr. Suresh's contribution, dedication. So thank you, Suresh.
Elrigu namaskara. My name is Nagaraj Mitti, and I was known as MP Nagaraj. When I moved to US, I had to expand my initials, MP Nagaraj. And I'm really a rocket scientist. I was the first one to work at ISRO, Bangalore, and designed India's first 3 satellites. Aryabhatta, Bhaskara, and Bhaskara 1 and Bhaskara 2. I was hired by Professor U.R. Rao and the IASC professors. I had only 1 year experience of my graduation at ITI. The moment I mentioned design, the IASC professor asked, what did you design? From being an RVCE, this one, I went on the whiteboard, wrote the whole thing for half an hour. This was a 6 or 7 member team. It was a very, very tough interview, Design. Then Professor U.R. Rao said, very first day when I joined on April 2nd, 1974, he told, within half an hour, he said, you are the payload mechanical engineer. You had to design within 1 year. We had to launch Aryabhatta. I designed for the X-ray and neutron gamma ray experiment, and got the shock and being mechanical, shock and vibration, thermal vacuum, and integrating with the satellite. Then we launched the satellite on April 19th, and by the way, I was only 22-year-old. He operated the company ISRO like a startup company. Professor U.R. Rao. I'm his progeny. Then moved on and migrated to this country 44 years back. Then being in ISRO and with a green card, I joined Ford Aerospace, which designed INSAT for India. And I was from 1,500 rupees to $2,500 for the same job. Then I asked in my interview, my manager, the hiring manager asked, you have worked on world's smallest satellite, 500 kilograms, Aryabhatta. You will be working on world's largest geostationary, geosynchronous satellite. I said, the physics formulas are all same. I said, I was hired. And then I told, in India, they give salary advance. How much you want? $2,000. Went to Macy's and bought a color TV. Because when I moved, we did not have a television in Bangalore. The only TV that I had seen was in Sriharikota, where I had taken Aryabhatta for a vibration test. And also in Madras, the guest house had a black and white TV. And I really owe everything to RVCE, and I did not need another qualification at all. And then I moved on to Sun Microsystems. And I was when I joined Sun Microsystems, where I designed 5 workstations and supercomputer, everybody used to call me because I joined as a distinguished engineer. Mr. Dr. Mitti, Dr. Mitti. I cannot say, I'm not a PhD, don't call me Dr. Mitti. Then we moved on and started a networking company, Jasmine Networks. Then we designed a multiplexer, a fiber optic multiplexer, and then we had one more startup company, Solid State Drive. Bay Area has been very good, and I'm proud to say that I have earned few $1 million with RVCE degree. Thank you so much.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Veena, a proud RVCE student, definitely far newer than a lot of the folks who spoke here. I'm a 2008 grad and a proud KNS student. So yeah, I think it feels really small to be speaking in front of the dignitaries here. You guys have done a great deal, and just hearing the journeys, stories, like, seeing Anil Kumble sir out of the TV and then, hearing about Suresh sir, how many of us can really make RV speak for us? So I think personally RV has been a foundation for my professional and personal growth. I realized that, in fact, after I left, I graduated from RVCE and kind of had a lot of conversations with peers who came in from different colleges. So I think RVCE is one of those institutes that gave us this holistic education, right? A combination of intense curriculum, academics, plus all of the state-of-art infrastructure, practical experiences, and kept us rooted and grounded to our culture. So deep thanks. And a big thing that I learned from RVC outside of all of the subjects and, the great professors was, how do we take problems in life and convert it into a puzzle that can be solved? I think that is something that we have been exercising and doing every day, day in and day out. So, deep gratitude to RV. I pursued my master's, further to RV, but this is one of those experiences that just stood out for me, beyond any other educational experiences that I've had. So, deep thank you, and would love to do what we can. I think we all want to do a lot of things, but there is no structure. We don't know how do we contribute. So thank you for setting the foundation for that as well, Suresh sir. Talking about the moments, I think I want to keep it light. Don't want to talk about commute. I think, you just mentioned it took you 30 minutes. I used to commute from Jayanagar 8th block, and it used to take me about 1.5 hours. So that's how it was, 2004 to 2008. I think another, really very heartful incident was when we were studying in RV College. Dr. Rajkumar passed away, and a lot of depressing situation for the country, but at the same time a lot of riots, etc., happening in the area, especially with the college being so far. So this college really did what they could to get all the students safely back home. I remember we reached home at 11 that night, so 4 to 11 basically they've protected us. So that was really, really a very, emotional. RV felt more like a family. Now, coming to a fun incident, was in a class with a friend, super talkative, would smile, laugh a lot in the class, so sent out, and this friend moves out of the class. I follow her. We go to the cafeteria and have masala dosa. Right, that was the best feeling and very, very revitalizing for us. So what I would like to emphasize is this has been a second family, and we are very, very proud to be alumni of such a great institution. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Uma Shankar, batch of 91, computer science. I'm a Bangalorean, Kannadiga, and very, very happy. I think each one of us have stories here and experiences. Very glad to be here. But just two things, one fun thing and one serious thing. I mean, not a serious thing, the experiences after we learned from RVCE and the culture that it got embedded in all of us, right? The fun thing is, I'm a computer science batch. My two classmates are here, Prashant and Santosh. So we had about 25 in the batch, only boys. Every boy is thinking, why not RVC did not include girls in the batch? So 92 batch had girls. So all the boys from 91 were looking at girls walking in the campus. So that was a kind of a big story at that point of time. So the second thing is, as a computer science student, I did not like drawing at all. I don't know how many of you did not like or like drawing. It's coming under mechanical engineering. So I used to commute from far to college for a 2 o'clock class for drawing, and I used to go to my friend's room in the hostel, and I used to copy the drawing. Guess what happened? The teacher Ganesh, the professor Ganesh, used to tear my sheet because he used to turn on the other side and he used to know who has copied and who has not copied. So that was a fun incident. From that day, I took extra tuition to learn drawing. So I got a good marks in the final exam. So finally, more than 20 years or 25 years after college, I think what we have learned is we went through the COVID situation. So I volunteer in a couple of organizations here in Bay Area, and I want to say that I'm very proud to be instituted or a part of these organizations where we stepped up. One is Seva International. I know some of you are part of it. One is Vasavi Seva Foundation, where a lot of volunteers came together and we contributed, we collected funds to send hundreds and hundreds of oxygen concentrators to Karnataka, to Tamil Nadu, to Hyderabad, and all parts of India. I really want to see that kind of a situation should never happen, right? So we want to be prepared for that kind of a situation. So I really want to thank, at that point also I was in touch with RV institutions to see how we can help from the organization standpoint. So I'm in regular touch with a lot of folks in the institution, and I want to participate and be part of anything that kind of things happen in the world, like natural disasters or anything. We should probably, RV is one of the first and foremost institutions to confront, as a byproduct of RV, I think we all can do much better. Thank you.
Thank you all for those heartwarming stories. They truly capture the essence of the RVCE alumni community. Now we're going to go on a very brief visual journey through the remarkable history and achievements of RV educational institutions, a journey from its inception to its current stature as a beacon of wisdom and learning. What a beautiful video. It's almost time for dinner, but before we go to dinner, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce a dynamic leader whose innovative spirit and forward-thinking stewardship has propelled us to new horizons. It is my great pleasure to welcome the Honorary Joint Secretary of RV Educational Institutions, Mr. D.P. Nagaraj.
Hello, namaskara. A very good evening. I know you've been through a lot of time here, and some portion of it could be a little boring, but then ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ adjust ಮಾಡಿ. I will not take you through too boring situation, but then it's my duty, profound duty, to make you all aware what RV institutions started from and where we are today, from the foundations to the future. RV Institutions was founded by late Sri M.C. Sivanand Sharma, a teacher, in the year 1940, along with the great trustees headed by late Sri Meera Kasturinga Shetty, succeeded by his son, late Dr. M.K. Panduranga Shetty, and currently it is headed by his son, Dr. M.P. Sham, who is with us, who is the captain of our trust. Mr. Shivaraman Sharma was succeeded by my father, late Sri D.A. Pandu, and now currently Mr. A.V.S. Murthy is the Honorary Secretary. What is the vision? It's a quality education that is accessible to the future citizens of this independent India was his vision, and to serve all strata of society. He started this with 6 students in a small classroom, and today is our journey from RV School to RV University with over 22,000 students and over 2,500 staff members. RV College of Engineering is our flagship institution where you all come from. Established in 1963 with 3 departments, currently 16 departments, 15 bachelor programs, 14 master program, 353 teaching faculty, 239 technical and administrative staff, 6,000 students on the campus. This is the built area, and we future want to expand this way by bringing in an innovation center, which is each floor 50,000 square feet and about 7 floors. The electronics and communication block, which is being renovated. Future are going to renovate the mechanical engineering block, the computer science block. And some of the milestones, Dr. Subramania has already taken you through, so I will not bore you to death again. Some of our former principals. Here I have been specially by Professor M.R. Holla just now, who called me again to send you all very special greetings. What is the future? We currently are one of the top engineering institutions in Karnataka. Our possible next journey is RVCE at Goa and the RVCE at Siliguri. We also had a very large vision by our Board of Trustees to establish our own university, which came into life in the year 2019, and 2021 we started operations. Currently, we have over 2,300 students as of previous year. This year, as of yesterday, another 2,000 students have enrolled. We have over 60 degree programs, 7 schools, and 20 research centers. And these are the schools under the RV University we have. So I'll just show you 2 very interesting things now. The Bangalore campus. A portion of this building is already done, and then we have another portion getting ready. RV University will have about 1 million square feet and will cater to over 10,000 students. In the year 2026, we will operationalize the campus at Mysuru with a 42-acre campus. And here's a small video how our campus will look at. RV institutions have always been in Bangalore South. So this is the first time that we will be moving out of Bangalore, and then the Mysuru project will have a set of campus and advanced labs and research centers and enhanced student facilities. We envisage to start this campus operational by 2026. By 2030, I probably would want to put it in front of you that we will be crossing over 35,000 student strength under the banner RV institutions. This is another very big dream that we all on the board carry, to create an RV research center. My president and fellow trustees envisage and would want to give back to the society by creating something which no other trust has ever done. The vision is to bring in at least a few Nobel laureates to India by this research center. We at RV pledge all our resources, our thoughts, and we will also look forward for alumni to participate with us to do something unique which no other institutions have ever thought of. And also we have certain global goals to establish a few campuses internationally, partnership with global universities for student exchange programs, looking at global internships and placement opportunities for students. Here we are to ask for your help. Students who are passed out of RV, kindly help us to achieve this goal. And then starts an alumni network across continents to strengthen the global connection. As Mr. Suresh already mentioned, we are going to start this RV Alumni Association chapter of California, especially this city, which we will start from here. Now I request our president to accompany Mr. Suresh, whom we have all decided to be the founder president for RV Alumni Association of America. Thank you. Some of the thoughts that we would like the House to keep it open. If any of you would want to come up and give us some ideas how we could take this association forward, not only to connect with the alma mater, but as well to connect about yourself, keep meeting, and as frequently as possible, create more chapters across the whole of America. As Mr. Anil already said, and which is a fact, that we have more than 9,000 alumni settled in this country, only from RVCE. If we are going to take other RV institutions, we really don't know how many more are going to be here. But we would like to create a strong community across this country and bring back a lot of knowledge and help to the alma mater. So if any of you would like to give us some ideas, and also if you would want to volunteer to serve this organization, we'll be more than happy to take this dialogue forward. And I'll request Mr. Suresh to put in his thoughts on this very idea.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sir, you can.
All right, folks. I think already I spoke a little bit about it earlier. What I would like to say is, if any one of you have a strong urge to be part of this office we are trying to establish, please reach out. And I want to take all the help I can get in starting out RV Alumni Association here. Here, Nagaraj Mitti said yes. Here, I know my friend Sridhar Vajpayee had said yes. Am I right? Thank you. Any one of you in the group will also, Arjun will share.
Yeah. That's the email ID?
This email ID, if you could send a message there, we will reach out to you and see how we could form a... most important, I feel, is we also need to have a proper governance and bylaws. in order to have any organization of this sort. So I just want to start it in the right way in US, so that we are, because it's a 501c3 organization, our federal government takes it very seriously, any kind of non-profit organization. So it will be on our shoulders to make sure that we do things the right way here in the US, because it's extremely important for non-profits to have the code, proper code, as well as appropriate bylaws to govern the group. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh, for accepting to be the first president of the California chapter of the RV Alumni Association. On behalf of the trust again, I thank you so much for organizing this wonderful event today.
You're welcome.
Thank you all, and we'll see you at dinner. And we're very happy to connect with you all. Namaskar.
To close the evening out, we just have some brief remarks from Mr. Arjun Menon. He is the social media coordinator and media cell in charge at the Department of Alumni Affairs. Please welcome him.
I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just take literally 2 minutes of your time. There have been so many people over here that have reached out and helped us, and I would like to take a moment to thank all of them. To begin with, I would request our Vice President of RV Educational Institutions, Mr. Chandrasekhar Raju, to kindly present a token of appreciation to Mr. Sridhar Vajpayee, who's helped us so much to make this event come true. Please join us on stage. Erlin. I would now request our trustee, Ms. Pramila Vijaykumar, to kindly come on stage to provide a token of appreciation to Ms. Erlin Labra, who has been with us right from the start. I mean, she has been our real guide, and I think she's outside working even now tirelessly. But someone's going to call her. Hopefully she comes. Erlin, if you can hear this, please do come up on stage. Oh, there she is. Ladies and gentlemen, Erlin, she's helped us so much right from the start. Thank you. Thank you so much. I would also request our trustee, Mr. Dev Darshan, to present a small token of appreciation to our MC, our lovely MC who's helped us. And we've pestered her from India, telling her what to do, what not to do. So she's really been tolerating me for a long time. Please, thank you so much, Pat. Please, thank you so much.
In that she can.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of people that are standing by the sides. I know you would have seen them as you entered. These are all the volunteers. A huge round of applause to them. Without them, I don't think this would have been a success. We even have Albert and his team who've helped us so much for the AV setup. Thank you so much, Albert. I would also like to thank Mr. Anil Kumble for coming here and gracing us with your presence. Thank you so much. And finally, thank you all for turning out in numbers. We're so grateful that you came. I would now like to invite you all for this lovely, sumptuous dinner outside. Thank you for coming, and bon appetit.